Friends, welcome back to my channel. So after a long gap I am actually preparing a video. So in this video I will be discussing the result analysis of the companies in the fertilizer sectors. I will be considering the result of one company that actually announced results recently, that is Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemical Corporation. So it actually closed at 549 levels on 9th August. So it is 52-week high is 1062 and 52-week low is 512. Is nearly almost near its 52-week low now, and its price earning multiple is 1.82 and book value is 401. It is a 1 point dividend yield is 1.82%. So it recently announced the results for the Q1 of Fy24. The results were actually very weak as compared to the previous quarters. You can see that it posted a sales of 2,313 crores and the profit before tax of 162 crores and net profit of 114 crores. So there is a sharp fall of over 700 crores from the sales of around 3,000 crores in June 2022, and the net profit has dropped from around 436 crores in June 2022 to around 114 crores. If you see the last 3 years, now it is actually in the quarter. This quarter results is very low, 114 crores, and the last quarter it was 257 crores, and the net it was in December quarter it was 252 crores, and it all-time high net profit was recorded in June 2022. It was 436 crores. So this is a very weak result for Deepak Fertilizers. So they are actually attributing a lot of factors for this poor results. So this actually compares to the result it reported in June 2020 when it reported net profit of around 121 crores, and but the sales has improved to 2313 crores. So there is some margin hit for the company that is actually resulting in lower net profit. So they are actually attributing a lot of factors in their investor presentation. So but anyway, this is the result. This is the problem with investing in companies. In the mid-cap companies, because they are not dependent on just local factors, so they are actually dependent on global factors also. So Deepak Fertilizer, if any investor, it actually made a high of around 1062 levels, and so if you see the 3-year chart of this company, it actually made a high of around 1030 levels in October of last year. So it actually had a good rally from around 150 levels in August 2022 to made an all-time high around 1000 levels. It was trading at around 710 levels in April last year, and it was trading in the long time. It was trading at 200-300 brand. From 2021 it actually had a sharp rise, and so now actually it almost corrected over 40-50% from the peak of around 1000 levels in October 22. So what can we say for investors who have invested last year at 1000 levels? They are actually sitting in a loss. Now this is a problem, no? Because the company is actually having a good growth in revenue. You can see that the results has greatly improved from 67 crores net profit increase 121 crores. So we cannot actually blame an investor if he is actually buying at around 700 levels, 800 levels in 2022. After that, it reported a sharp rise in EPS to 95. But now we can see that it is actually posting a 1/4 net profit as compared to the previous quarter, as compared to the previous year. So this is the main problem with investing in mid-cap companies. So they are actually large mid-cap companies because they have a presence. Those companies that have presence in India and global market, and they actually export to global market, and also are impacted by the happenings in China and Europe also, because we know that actually Russia and Ukraine are at war, and Russia is actually having some sanctions with the European countries, and due to this they are actually dumping their products to many India countries where they are actually are friendly. So India is one such country, and they are actually Russia is actually importing their cheap fertilizer products to India. So that is one factor that is attributed in the investor presentation. And another factor is that there is a global economic slowdown in Europe on account of the Ukraine war, and the spending has actually decreased, and the US also is actually in a due to the global economic turmoil on account of the Ukraine war also is impacted. And China is actually having a very sharp economic slowdown. They are actually having a property fall of over 50%. Many factories are closing. So altogether, on account of even though the Indian economy is a bright spot among the world in the world, but India is actually a part of the global economy only, and because whatever happens in India, the world will actually impact India also, and that is actually reflected in the sharp fall in the profit of Deepak Fertilizers. So what can investor do at the levels? The one thing, if they are actually invested very low levels, say if they have invested from around 250 levels to 2 years to 3 years back, they can actually hold their positions at least partially. But if they are invested at around 700 levels, and they should be, say, willing to exit, or at least partially from those levels, and willing to accumulate more, hoping that the company is actually increasing revenues and possibly having expansion plans can increase the revenues in future. But that can actually happen only when the global economy turns around, and we expect good news from China. Their market also recovers, because China is also a huge economy like India, and their market needs to recover if the global demand and chemical prices and steel prices need to recover, and Europe also need to recover. That can actually happen only in the Ukraine-Russia war ends. So hopefully in the next 1 to 2 years, and sense will actually prevail in both Russia and Europe, and the war ends, and we will have a better future. So so for now, I think I will actually, I was invested in this Deepak Fertilizer from 250 levels. I actually sold the company, sold this at around 550 levels partially. And because for an investor who's bought at 700, my advice would be to exit from the company, and book a loss, or exit at least partially, and book invested now at the current levels. And they should be willing to invest for a long period, say 3 to 5 years, if they want to get good returns in Deepak Fertilizer. But considering the huge run-up, it actually saw that, and if the future, based on their planned expansions, if the economic recovery happens in future, I am expecting that the Deepak Fertilizer can also touch 700,000 levels if they are able to report increased revenues. That is possible if the global economy also recovers. One more point is worth mentioning in the fall like this. Now you can see that the stock price has fallen from all-time high of 1000 levels to around 1060 levels to around 530, 540 levels now. So almost a 40% correction in fall price. So it is in stock market now, mainly in mid cap stocks, the stock price that is displayed is based on the earnings at a particular moment. So we cannot actually expect that a global company cannot be expected to have sharp rise in earnings every quarter. They cannot be expected to maintain sharp rise in every quarter, every year after year. So there is a risk. So if your investor is actually investing a huge amount, say 1 lakh rupees, they will be sitting at a loss of, they will be actually sitting a loss of 40%. So why an investor should be making such a risk by investing a huge amount in one company? So that is a risk. I always advise investors to not put the entire portfolio amount in one stock. So if they have 1 lakh investment in total, they can put in 20,000, they can invest 5,000 or 10,000, max 10,000 rupees in 10 such companies, because there is no dearth of good quality companies in our market. There are over thousands of the companies, and it will be easy to find any good quality companies with growth. Many small cap companies and mid cap companies, we can easily find them. So I always have a policy of not investing more than 5,000, 10,000 rupees in a single company, because we are actually investing based on hard-earned money for getting at least 10 to 20% returns in a company. So we should not be investing for making a loss of 40%. So so whatever suggestion I make in the channel is based on the current year earnings, and whatever suggestion I make now is also based on the results that announced recently. So we need to track the results of these companies. Also, we should not be advisable that we should not be investing bulk. Otherwise, if we are actually okay with losing our hard-earned money, we can invest. But we have seen that many investors who actually come in the TV channels, they actually make a loss because they actually invest bulk amounts at very huge valuations. Because that is a investor mindset is always that they can actually, if the company is actually doing well and it's actually having good growth, that can actually happen in future also. You can see that what happened for companies like Nasara Technologies, where IPO, actually gaming companies came to IPO with full fanfare, and went to all-time high of 1,500. Now it is correct all time to over below 1,000 levels now. So investors are at a loss now. So this had happen to any companies, even good quality companies like even Deepak Fertilizer. So we should not be investing. So my advice is that we should not be investing too much money in one company to avoid loss in a stock.